Another loss, 3-2 to Everton, and that could be game over for Ange Postecoglou. I am utterly distraught at what I watched today, if I'm being completely honest. Those of you that watch this channel on a regular basis know that I am a big advocate of Ange Postecoglou. I've wanted him to succeed from the very start. I would still love to see him succeed, but after today, it feels like a turning point. It feels like we're not going to see anything get better. Even with the players we have injured, the squad we have available to us is still more than good enough to beat Everton. The formation was wrong, the setup was all wrong. It's just such a mess, and I'm so tired of it. Mikey Moore sat on the bench until the 80th minute, and then he comes on and provides 2 assists. And does more than anyone else on the pitch has done the entire game. Does more than Son has done the entire game. Does more than Maddison has done. These senior players, these supposed leaders of the football club. 1 win in our last 9 Premier League games, and that was against Southampton. What can you say when you go 3-0 down to Everton? What can you say when you go 3-0 down to Everton? We didn't have a shot on target in the second half at 3-0 down until the 72nd minute, I think it was. Beyond repair. And now Solanke's out for an extended period of time with his knee injury. We've got no chance at anything. And this is my dilemma, right? Because let's say we sack Ange Postecoglou. Who comes in and replaces him? I would love for people to give me suggestions. I really, really would. There are people out there saying, go and give Andoni Iraola as much money as he wants and brings him in. Absolutely not going to happen. You think he's going to leave Bournemouth at this moment in time? For us, sitting 15th, 16th in the Premier League table, in the bottom 6 of the Premier League table? Not a chance. Why would he swap what he's got for us? Not going to happen. What are we left with? Ryan Mason until the end of the season. Do people really want to see that? I'm not defending Ange Postecoglou today. I refuse to do it. The setup was wrong. The personnel choices were wrong. I don't know what he was doing playing that sort of back 5 with a high defensive line when we were out of possession. Absolute recipe for disaster. I will defend him until my very last breath in terms of keeping him as manager of Tottenham. But today is inexcusable. And I sat on the last word on Spurs earlier in the week and I said, we have more than enough quality to win this game, and we do. And that is not changed. My opinion on that has not changed. And that is why I'm so angry about it. The thing is, the reports come out during the week and they say Ange Postecoglou's position is not under threat at the moment. It's not under risk. You know, it's business as usual as far as they're concerned. That changed now. It was so poor today. I cannot believe it. We actually started relatively brightly, but you know, Son has 2 massive chances. Our leader, our captain of the club, and he fluffs them both. You know, 3 years ago, he's absolutely burying those, but he's just not got the quality to drag us out of this mud at the moment. James Maddison, I feel, only played today because Bissouma was injured, and we had to play him. Kulusevski was probably one of the better players again, but he looks knackered. He's got a great goal, yes, okay, but he looks so tired. Brady Dragison's 22 years old, and I don't want to rip into him too fiercely, but my God. Absolute panic buy to a T, by the way. I do not believe for a second that Ange Postecoglou had Radu Dragusin as a name on his short list of centre-back reinforcements. The players as well, you have to give the same amount of stick to the players as you do the manager. Okay, they may still be playing for Ange Postecoglou, but they're not showing it. They're not showing the fight and the determination and the quality. Everton, okay, you can sit there and argue and say Everton have got one of the best defensive records in the Premier League, which to be fair, they do. But we are Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. We are Tottenham fucking Hotspur. We should not be void of ideas against a David Moyes team who is struggling to stay in the division. And now we're struggling to stay in the division. We're being pulled into a relegation scrap. Everton are 4 points behind us now. 4 points behind us. Crystal Palace, who won their first game of the season against us at the end of October, are now 3 points ahead of us. My head is so hot, and I say this, all of this from a point of I love the club so much, and we're just going round in circles, and I don't want to see Ange Postecoglou sacked, but I don't see how his position is safe or even possible to keep him in here with the brand of football that he wants to play. The players aren't good enough to do it. That's my conclusion. The players aren't good enough to do it, and I have to talk about the fact that it's the 19th of January and we've signed a goalkeeper, and that is it. No one else. No one else. Dominic Solanke, Ange Postecoglou has been crying out for the last 4-5 weeks that Dominic Solanke needs some help. He needs some reinforcements at the top end of the pitch. We are over halfway through the January transfer window and nothing. Absolutely nothing. We need more defenders and we still haven't got them. So what do we do now? Do we sack Ange Postecoglou and go into the Hoffenheim game on Thursday with Ryan Mason in charge? Do we let Ryan Mason lead us into the biggest game of our season away at Anfield in the Carabao Cup second leg? And then if we somehow get through to the final of there, do we trust him to put us in charge of a final again? Anybody remember that game against Manchester City after we sacked Mourinho? My head is so hot because I'm so sick and tired of seeing the same thing. And the thing is, I didn't even say anything or speak anything or do anything for any of the goals that Everton scored because I expected it. I try my best week in, week out and to be positive about this team. But it just feels like a turning point. It feels like someone's pulled the rug out from underneath me and we are free-falling. We are free-falling. And what I will say is Ange has been incredibly unlucky. But today he has to take accountability. He has to take accountability today, particularly for that first half performance. Even if we get rid of Ange, we'll bring in a new manager at some point. We may have a slight upturn in form, but we'll be back here in 18 months. Save this video, bookmark it, whatever you want to do. Come back to this video in 18 months and we'll be in the exact same position because people at the top of the club get away with time and time again just firing and hiring the new managers because people's anger gets directed towards Daniel Levy and the board, right? You have a couple of half-arsed protests outside the ground. We win a game or two. That anger is all forgotten. Then we go on a bad run again, and then the manager gets a stick. Everybody on Twitter shouting about Ange Postecoglou. Turn your anger to the people that matter. The people that run this club. The people that refuse to bring in signings when we are desperate for reinforcements. It is embarrassing. In the words of Mikel Arteta, it is embarrassing. And things will never, ever change. Never. We'll do the same cycle again and we'll be back here. Even if we somehow manage to go and pull Iraola away from Bournemouth, it won't work. With this squad, it won't work. I don't care. I can't see it. I can't see any manager being able to succeed at this club. I don't see Tottenham succeeding at this club. It wouldn't surprise me if we lose to Elfsborg and Hoffenheim and we crash out of the Europa League and Liverpool absolutely thump us at Anfield. I've lost hope. My head's gone. It's rolling down a hill. Free rolling down a hill. Is anybody else feeling like this? I just feel like it's been a build-up over weeks and weeks and weeks and I'm really sorry as to what this video has turned out to be. I really am. I just feel like this has been building up and I try every week on the podcast I'm on the videos that I make to be positive about things. I can't do it anymore. The performance today warrants a reactionary video like this from me. This is what this is. This is reactionary. I'm sure in a couple of hours I'll calm down and I'll think about it. I'll have some words with a few people. We'll chat about it and, you know, I may come round to the fact that I still don't put Ange at fault for this overall, the situation that we're in. But I can't see the results improving. Leicester at home next, and I'm not confident we can win it. Which is, do you know how insane that is? That I'm not confident that we can go and beat Leicester at home. I'm not confident we can go away to Hoffenheim in the Europa League and win. It's 2.5 weeks until the biggest two games of our season. Villa in the FA Cup, Liverpool in the League Cup semi-final. And I could not feel like we are at a lower point than what we are now. The game today, okay, maybe Everton had the momentum. New manager bounce. They're playing against Tottenham in Goodison Park for the last time before they move to their new stadium. They want to get out of their relegation fight, which they always seem to do. Okay, maybe those are factors, but they were better than us. On the ball, off the ball, the work rate, the desire. You know, you see it. Tottenham thinking the ball's going to go out for goal kicks or throw-ins, and the Everton players are busting a gut and being physical to try and stop it. Get in front of their man, win a corner, win something. There's nothing like that from these Tottenham players. They're passengers, so many passengers in the team. The young players, Jed Spence, Lucas Bergvall, Mikey Moore when he came on, showing more passion and desire than everyone else on the pitch. I'd say I can't believe it, but I can at this point. I just can. There's no point me going on, so I'm going to end the video there, but please let me know down in the comments, what are you thinking? Ange out, where do we go from here? Is the season over? My opinion is, if we sack Ange, there's no manager about to take over until the summer, so Ryan Mason gets the job until the end of the season. Sorry everybody, again, for the rant, and sorry that Tottenham have probably inevitably ruined your weekend once again. I'll hopefully be back. I'll be back with some news. If Ange gets sacked, I'll make a video on it for sure, and we can talk about it. But yeah, we'll see. Head is on Mars at the moment, but yeah, next week's a new week, and I guess we go again. So thank you so much for watching. Enjoy what's left of your weekend, and I will catch you again soon. Peace.